This is Norm with Happy to Shoot It, giving you tips on how to use the Bohning Pro Fletching jig and how to align your broadheads with your nocks. Every nock comes with an indexing feature. Difficult to see, but it's a little raised line here that should be facing you when you shoot the arrow. And theory is that if the broadhead is lined up correctly with the fletching, meaning the one broadhead blade is the same as the other opposing vein, then your flight's going to be more accurate, more precise. So what I do is make sure that all my broadheads are matched to my nocks. And the way I do that is I've inserted my inserted my broadhead tip, and I lay it down without the nock in it. Now, it doesn't matter which way you rotate the broadhead, it'll sit square, and you take your nock insert tool and put it in your nock, and you'll notice that the index portion will be facing you. It always faces you. We're going to insert the tool and the nock into the arrow, and we're going to sit this down, the broadhead down onto the arrow, and we're going to twist it till it's flat. The nock groove is square to the broadhead blade. And you can twist it with this tool. It's very handy. Only takes slight measurements. And we're going to make sure the nock groove is facing up, the index marking is facing you, and the broadhead is sitting flat. And there you have it. When you fletch your arrows correctly with the Bohning Pro jig, it will line up the index feather with the broadheads. Now, if you take the broadhead and after you've inserted the nock and you rotate it, the index will not be correct, but it will be the same for every arrow after you put this together. Now I've got my arrow broadhead and my nock attached. It spins nicely. And now we're going to use the jig from Bohning. I have marked the offset adjustment to where I can easily see the front and the back with a little black marker. It helps make sure it's the same every time. And adjust these knobs to move the magnet back and forth. The front edge should match the back edge. And further, I have a right hand clamp, which I've also marked with a black marker where I want to keep all my arrows the same. Easton recommends that all their factory fletching comes at 1 inch from the end of the shaft. So that's what this number 1 means, 1 inch from the end of the shaft. So, on the Bohning fletching jig, you'll see the numbers 3U, 3O, and you have little inserts you can change for fletching. The 3U means 3 up, which is the index vein. We've got little markings right here, which I've highlighted in black, and right here, which I've highlighted in black also. This twist when you use the fletching tool. So we're going to make sure that the 3U, which is 3 up, or the index, is matching the line here, and you will see that it makes where the nock gets inserted is going to put the arrow in position to line up your previously aligned shafts with the broadheads on them. So we just make sure that the 3U is marked and in line with the indexing on the jig. Once we've got that, then we take your nock indexing edge, face it towards you, and insert it into the arrow holder. You take your jig and you insert your fletching into the spot where you previously marked where you want all your arrows to be. In my case, it's 1 inch. You apply your glue or do a dry fit. You insert it, you make sure it's in there, and when you glue it and set the jig, it will be right at the 1 inch line, and the index will be aligned with the broadhead. Then you, after you've test clamped it, you can apply the glue, set your arrows, and then you turn it counterclockwise or toward the knob towards you, and then you do your next arrow of fletching. Hope you enjoyed this.